I'm Bob Dettmer from Forest Lake, Minnesota.
Bob, we are so glad that you are here, and we're thankful as well for your service to our country. And I know that you and Colleen have 2 sons that graduated from West Point. You have a lot invested in our country. Why did you do it? Why did your boys sign up?
Well, I think it goes back to my experience in the military, and when I joined up, most people join up right out of high school. You know, I had already been in teaching, had my master's degree, and I decided I wanted to be part of it.
How old were you?
I was 34 years old when I...
You were 34? You were married?
I was married.
You had kids?
We had our kids. And
then you joined?
Then I joined.
Now, why?
Well, right out of high school, I was 1969, and I had an athletic scholarship to go to college, and I went right down to enlist. My dad, we grew up on a dairy farm, and my dad talked me out, and he says, no, go to college, use your scholarship. And so I did that, and I graduated in '73 from college, from Bemidji State University, and at that time they weren't taking draftees anymore into the Vietnam War, so I got right into teaching and coaching and started raising our family, but that always was in the back of my mind about serving.
You had this in your heart that you just wanted to serve?
My father was World War II, and my grandfather on my mother's side was the World War I. So I just had that feeling, and recruiters were always coming to the high school where I was teaching to recruit the athletes that I was coaching, and finally I decided, well, I asked the big question, what about a person like me? And they looked at me, you sure?
So the recruiter said, wait a minute, we're looking for those 17, 18-year-olds, right?
So I went down and raised my right hand and took the oath, and I went off to basic training down Fort Jackson, and came back, taught.
Still fired up?
And taught, and then went back the next summer for my advanced training. And then I worked my way up through the enlisted ranks, and then I decided to go to Warrant Officer Candidate School to get my commission. And just 4 weeks ago, I just retired as a Chief Warrant Officer 4.
After how many years?
25 years.
25 years.
And but our sons, during that time, I would many times when the kids were small, I would pack the family up in our travel trailer in Suburban and go off to Fort Devens, Massachusetts, or Fort Huachuca, Arizona. I would teach courses for the military, and they would just be there with the family, and I think that's maybe where our sons got the interest in the military, and they ended up getting appointments to West Point, and class of 2000, and both have served as officers. In fact, I salute them. They have rank on me. When they come home with
I bet that gives them no end to great pleasure.
That's right. When they come home with the grandkids, though, I'm Commander-in-Chief when their mom isn't there. So we have a great family, and it's an honor for me to have sons and that are serving and are still serving.
Yeah.
In fact, Travis right now, as we speak, is in Afghanistan along the Pakistan border.
So right now?
Right now.
So tonight he's in Afghanistan, Pakistan border. That's a pretty volatile area, isn't it?
This will be his third deployment. He's had 2 deployments in Iraq. Once when I was over there, I was deployed after 9/11 for 20 months.
How do you deal with that as a father, knowing that your son is in harm's way right now?
Yeah, you know.
Does it give you a different view of the war?
I think you pray. You know, all of our family are Christians, and we know that we just do our job and hold each other up in prayer, and that's all we can do. Especially when both Travis and I were deployed during the Iraqi freedom at the same time, different units.
Because your wife had a husband and she had a son.
Oh yeah, both of us were over there at the time. So
how was that for your wife? What was that like for her?
I think, you know, again, I know Colleen is a prayer warrior, and
could you feel her prayers?
Oh yeah, yeah. And we have close friends, our church, and so forth. It's when your family's involved that much in the military and serving your country. I think you get a lot of people involved with your church and keeping you up in prayer. But
what do you want people to know, Bob, about Memorial Day that's coming up? What do you want them to know and think about? And
I think history, looking back when we first started celebrating this great day, Memorial Day, and remembering people that have served before you, and you know that there are going to be people serving with you, and then after you, people are serving, and many of them are given the ultimate sacrifice. And I just think that when you go into a cemetery and see the flags and know that those people are veterans and they've served, and you just and when you go in other countries, when you see our cemeteries over in France or over in other countries, you know what Americans have done for other countries, and not too many countries have done what we've done over the years for other countries. And
it is pretty amazing, isn't
yeah.
it, when you think of that big heart?
Yeah.
Well, you have a big heart, and your family has a big heart, and we thank you for everything that you've done for the country.
Yeah. Thank you.
We thank you.
And thank
Thanks,
you for
Bob.
what you do for us, too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.